Global warming, melting ice shields, and rising sea levels are current threats and a challenge for mankind and our civilizations as we know. Not enough. Another big major player wants to be part of the game as well. The moon affects all our lives greatly, oftentimes in ways we could hardly imagine. The gravitational pull of our moon is responsible for the tides on Earth, what had significant effects on the evolution of our life on our planet. Thanks to this effect, our planet Earth's magnetic shield is in function, protecting us from cosmic dangers like radiation and sunstorms, different than the magnetic shield of Mars. Nevertheless, a recent revelation from NASA scientists shows how we have to expect disastrous climate action coming from no less than the moon. What shocking news did NASA reveal, and how will it affect our lives? Stick around with us until the end of the video to find out more. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Despite our preoccupation with disasters on Earth, NASA has found a problem in the atmosphere that may have repercussions for us here on Earth. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration has recognized moon wobbles as a potential hazard that could develop in the not-too-distant future. What exactly is a lunar wobble? A moon wobble is a periodic fluctuation in the orbit of the moon that happens every 18.6 years and was first detected in 1728. The moon's gravitational pull oscillates, which can either diminish or aggravate the impact of tides on Earth. And what precisely can we expect to happen? The daily tides on Earth are subdued when the moon is in the first part of its 18.6-year cycle. This means that high tides are lower than usual and low tides are higher. During the second phase of the cycle, the tides become more intense, with high tides rising and low tides falling. Because of global sea level rise, the only direction in which high tides may be pushed is upwards. As a result, the influence of rising sea levels on high tides is lessened during half of the 18.6-year lunar cycle and enhanced during the other half. According to the findings of a recent NASA research, the next moon wobble would have a direct impact on the United States coastlines sometime in the middle of the 2030s. Increased flooding puts low-lying sea level areas in more danger and causes more suffering, and the issue will only worsen in the future. The moon's gravitational pull, rising sea levels, and climate change will all exacerbate coastal flooding on our beaches and along coastlines around the world. The NASA Sea Level Change Team is providing critical knowledge that will allow us to better plan for, protect, and avoid environmental and livelihood damage caused by flooding. According to the group, the moon's wobble will boost the number of floods along virtually all of the beaches on the US mainland, as well as Hawaii and Guam. NASA's new Venus missions will look into how the planet turned into an inferno-like world. Only the most distant northern beaches, such as Alaska's, will be unaffected for at least another decade, if not more, due to longer-term geological processes. These land areas are growing in size. The study was made public on June 21st when it was published in the journal Nature Climate Change. According to the study's conclusions, the majority of the United States coastlines will see a 3- to 4-fold increase in high tide height for at least the next decade. Even if businesses and governments continue to emit gases that warm the Earth with little to no end in sight, carbon pollution acts as a heat trap, warming the planet. The wobble will have a little impact on the rapid melting of ice sheets in Greenland and Antarctica, which is being accelerated by rising temperatures. Once again, the idea that the moon is slanted is not a new discovery. Scholars have been aware of the lunar wobbles since the dawn of scientific investigation. The wobble was originally described in 1728, showing that it is neither novel nor hazardous. What's novel is how one of the wobble's effects on the moon's gravitational pull, which is the principal driver of Earth's tides, might interact with rising sea levels caused by global warming. Scientists are concerned that as the tides rise over the next decade, more flooding will occur in the cities positioned surrounding the bay. According to a Mercury News investigation, the level of San Francisco Bay has risen by around 8 inches since 1990. However, by the middle of the century, it might have risen by as much as 1.9 feet before accelerating even higher as we approach the end of the century. According to Phil Thompson, the study's primary author, cities are expected to suffer cumulative effects from what academics refer to as nuisance flooding. This is the occurrence in which water from high tides spills onto streets, parking lots, parks and neighborhoods, disrupting life and business on a regular basis. It will be difficult for a company to continue operations if its parking lot floods 10 to 15 times in a single month. The most troubling component, according to Hamilton, is that a certain amount of sea level rise is already baked in, and this number will climb as temperatures rise and oceans warm. San Francisco may see 31 more days of flooding per year in the 2030s than it does now. These truths could not be more depressing in and of themselves, but they are equally important. The timing of an increase is critical for planning considerations, and we need to know as soon as feasible. Understanding that all of your occurrences tend to occur in the same month, or that you tend to suffer more severe flooding in the second part of the year is useful knowledge, and we can continue to fight it. Climate change poses a significant threat to locales, animals, and people's livelihoods. This is something that everyone should be aware of by now. To successfully deal with this disaster, we must quickly reduce carbon emissions and prepare for the impacts of global warming, which we are presently witnessing. Much can still be done on both the macro and micro layers to combat the excessive pollution that is causing rising temperatures. But time is running out, and if we are unable to halt it, it is predicted to become considerably worse than previously thought due to the moon's wobbling. What do you think about these moon wobbles? Do you think we'll still be able to prevent these disastrous catastrophes from happening? Let us know in the comments section. This brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. Give us a like if you did, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the world of future technology and events. Also activate the bell to make sure you definitely won't miss any of our future videos. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the next video.